Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello out there, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with the next part of Dylan D's commission. This time he wanted Cream the Rabbit. Now the last time I made Cream, I used a 3D printed head based off of the Sonic Forces Rabbit avatar head. But Dylan preferred that it would be made the old-fashioned way, using straight up a Charmy figure modified. And as per Commissioner's request, that's what we're doing. So, of course, the first step is to dismantle the Charmy figure to make Cream, and let's work on the parts individually. Let's start with the head, since that's always the most complicated part of the conversion. This one had a pretty difficult helmet to remove. I mean, look at all that glue scarring. They did not want this to come off, but I managed to get it off. You may also see that the eye's all messed up. That's because the Jazzwares paint on this one wasn't really that great. They were like paint bubbles on the right eye, which I had to get rid of with acetone, leaving those marks behind. But don't worry, we know that we can always just repaint that later. As is usual, I used Epoxy Sculpt to turn Charmy's head into Cream's head, turning the conjoined eyes into two separated ones and all that good stuff, and making the ears and everything. And then something interesting happened. Somebody made a thread on 4chan about me. And pointed out that in the 10 years that I'd done this, I hadn't really improved my technique all that much. I guess I should feel happy that someone on 4chan acknowledged that I had improved at all, but I took it as a learning experience. I used that thread to get a whole bunch of advice from people on how to paint and things, and I actually improved my technique. I thinned my paints a bit so that they wouldn't show their brush strokes, and although it did take longer because I had to apply more coats, the end result is a Cream head that's a great deal smoother and better looking than usual. Now I just gotta improve the sculpt a little bit because the ears have very visible paint, very visible fingerprints on them now. I guess that when your paint is thin enough that it doesn't leave streaks, it gets to show the flaws in your sculpting a little bit more. But don't worry guys, I promise that I'm going to continually try to improve my craft, and my following customs will only get better and better. And I know 4chan has a bad reputation, but when your criticism comes, it doesn't matter where it comes from, as long as you're willing to listen to it and accept your flaws and improve your methods. Okay, so after all that is said and done, the rest of Cream actually comes together pretty easily. As usual, I had to sculpt the tongue of her shoe, because it's just a little bit different from Charmy's. I figured if I'm not going to 3D print the head, I may as well not 3D print the feet either. And the dress is always the most awkward part of her to sculpt. Because you had to cut away most of the B abdomen, but leave just a little bit to be her tail, and then sculpting on the dress in such a way that it doesn't just look like, you have to maintain the shape of a dress so that she doesn't just look like she has a cylinder coming out of a ball, which is literally what it is, but not to look that way. And of course a little bow tie. Fortunately, Charmy has a collar that resembles Cream, so I don't have to do that part at least. And then the hands were just repainted, just straight up repainted. So yeah, that's a completed cheese figure, but we're not quite done yet, because every Cream figure needs a Charmy to be the companion. And by Charmy, I of course mean cheese, because I am not a mush-mouthed idiot who gets names confused. This is cheese. Yes, cream and cheese. Cream cheese, that's the pun. How am I forgetting that? Just like Chocolate Chow is vanillas, and they have vanilla and chocolate. That's hilarious. I love them. They are adorable, and I love them all. So this is another cameo from Tinkercad user Mayan Kirby, who made a whole bunch of Chow minifigures to be printed in their Tinkercad account. I simply took the standing one because that seemed to be the most basic and generic, like the one that could fit in the most situations, I should say, and I added a bow tie. I modified the 3D model to have a little bow tie on it, so I did some modifications to the model. That means that it's mine now. No, but seriously, Mayan Kirby, still an awesome person who makes great Sonic-themed 3D models on Tinkercad, so, if you want some 3D modeling resources of Sonic things, then that's the place to go. Once it was printed out, I just had to paint it, and I actually like how Mayan Kirby actually put some... Like, the eyes are actually there, represented in the sculpt. Like, the one that Tomy made, like, the head is completely smooth, and the eyes are only painted on. So, like, actually putting some relief into the eyes makes them look a little bit more real. So, with that being said, that is the completed pair of Cream and Cheese. Aren't they just adorable? We all love Cream and Cheese. They are, like... the moral center of the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. Their role in the recent arc of the IDW Sonic comic was really uplifting and heartbreaking at the same time. And these characters are way more important to the franchise than the video games would ever suggest because they're barely in it. So yes, Cream is more than just the Sonic the Hedgehog easy mode. So I thank you all for watching the video. And remember, this is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.